Bust anything.
They bust a great.
The highs and the lows. All right, Joe Burrow and the Bengals, they're trying so hard to start out strong against the Browns. Fourth quarter, under 10 minutes to play. Bengals up 17-6. Miles Garrett bullies the tackle to get the sack. Let's go to the next play. Garrett getting to Burrow again. The Browns held the Bengals to 141 yards of total offense in this one. That's hard to do. Less than 3 minutes. Browns trying to take the lead. Andre Schmidt lines up from the 36 yards away and hits the uprights and it doinks. It's no good. So the Browns still down 17-6 after a Bengals 3 and out. A minute 30 to go. Same score. Joe Flacco throwing at its tip. DJ Turner picks it up. Cincinnati's defense comes up big. The Bengals win 17-6. Not much action from Burrow and company in the second half. The Bengals went 3 and out on 5 of their 6 drives after the break, resulting in a total of just 7 yards in the second half. It's the fewest second half yards by a winning team since the 1995 Jim Harbaugh-led Colts team had 3 yards in a win against the Jets. So the Bengals finally get a Week 1 win, but Peter, it wasn't pretty. How concerned are you about this offense?
I know Dan was on Get Up earlier today being like, I'd be ecstatic if I'm the Bengals because you escaped. You know your offense is going to show up, but like, they had 7 yards a second. They were outgained 327 yards to 141 by the Browns. 22-11 in the first down game. Like, the Bengals are going to have to score 30 and 35 points to win a lot of these games in the AFC. This is unacceptable, especially off the entire season hearing that they were going to be ready for Week 1 and they were going to be healthy. Dan, I was very disappointed.
Yeah, hell of a job that preseason.
They also, I know, they also made sure that they signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, so they've tried to shore up the offense. But, all right, let's go to Indy. You can comment on that later. Daniel Jones, touchdown, and ran into 4 touchdowns. He ended up being on Busted Up for RC. He picked up a win over the Dolphins in his Colts debut. Congrats to Daniel Jones. And here's more on it. The Colts scored on all 7 of their offensive possessions on Sunday. One of the toughest feats to accomplish in the NFL. As a matter of fact, there's been no team that's done it since 1978, and that's just how far back our stats team can take it. In the win, Danny Dimes became the first player in Colts history with 250 passing yards and 3 total touchdowns in their team debut. Dan, what'd you see from Jones in that Colts offense?
I thought Shane Steichen was fantastic yesterday, play calling wise. Number one, there was a big emphasis on protecting Daniel Jones and making sure there was a chip here or a double team with tight ends there. 2, the fact that they got Tyler Warren, their first round pick, involved early. First pass of the game, they run just a little bit of a naked to him and slip it. And they made sure that he was constantly in like Daniel Jones' vision, whether they were shallow crosses, check downs, sometimes taking a shot down the field. And then their 12 personnel, the 1 back 2 tight end stuff, I thought was very good, both for Daniel Jones, but also in their run game. Shane Steichen has gotten a lot of heat, but I really was impressed with how he called that game yesterday for Daniel, for the offensive line, and for their multitude of weapons.
And good for DJ. It does make you wonder about Anthony Richardson if those performances.
I'm not wondering about him right now. If he keeps playing like that.
Yeah. And
it's a sack and rolls right, finding Jake Tonjes in the end zone for the touchdown.
First catch.
Jake Tonjes. Coming into Sunday, 0 career receptions. 49ers take the 17-13 lead. Sam Darnold trying to answer on the next drive. And goodness gracious, what happened here, Mina?
Nick Bosa said, the game is over, my friend.
Yes, I'm Nick Bosa.
The weird thing was, like, his elbow hit the football. It didn't look like he realized that he had lost it. I don't know. It wasn't good. Mina, how was San Francisco able to pull this one out?
It was an up and down game from Brock Purdy. He had the turnover. I thought he hit a beautiful ball to Ricky Pearson on the final, so credit to him there. But I think the biggest difference between these teams were San Francisco was much better on 3rd down, 5th league-wide EPA play. Seattle dead last, only converted 30% of their 3rd downs. And I think you saw what frankly was a concern I had going into the season. Outside of Jackson Smith-Njigba, just not enough playmakers on this Seahawks offense, and I think they ran into that against the San Francisco defense, Peter, that I thought did look improved.
It did. Seattle confuses me. They were 3-6 at home last year, Mina, and then they start off the season with a game that the old Seahawks would have won 9 out of 10 times. Like, they had their opportunities. Thought some play calling decisions at the end as far as, aggressive nature and what are we going to be. Yeah, look, they had a 3rd and 7. They go to Kupp for 6 yards. You have 4th and 1, and they're like, kick a field goal and trust our defense. In the same division, the Rams were home against the Texans, and it was like 3rd and 8, let's go. And McVay gets the completion from Stafford to Nakua. So I feel like Seattle had a million opportunities here, and they just couldn't put them away while San Francisco made the plays when it mattered.
All right, let's continue on with some more highlights. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this game between the Bucs and the Falcons. This was a wild game at the end. We'll get there in a minute, but how about Michael Penix and the Falcons getting ready to go. We picked this up under 3 minutes left in the game here. This is where the action really started. 4th and goal. Falcons down 17-13. Penix pump fake, sees some space in the middle, takes it in himself. The diving touchdown, Mina.
The Space Jam. I didn't think he had it in the replay, and he never touched the ground. Really athletic play by Penix.
Here's Baker Mayfield to Emeka Egbuka, the go-ahead touchdown. Peter, he is just money.
He's awesome. Both players are awesome. Baker was a dog yesterday, and so was Egbuka, but this guy, Penix, did not go away.
Yeah, finding Ray McLeod, who stays in bounds, gets pushed around out at the 50 there, and then the Falcons get in field goal range. Youngway Kuz set up for the 44-yard field goal to tie it. Kuz's kick is no good. It goes wide right. So the Bucs sideline fired up because they win this one 23-20. Baker Mayfield had a great time throwing to the rookie and the vet, seeing a ton of success when targeting Mike Evans and Emeka Egbuka. He averaged nearly 8.5 yards per attempt when throwing their way, a number that would be a career high for Mayfield. However, that number dropped to just 2.7 when targeting the rest of the team. Again, Chris Godwin will be back at some point. But RC, what did you make of the Bucs comeback?
Listen, the thing I learned about the Bucs yesterday is they have a future at the running back position and the wide receiver position. Bucky Irvin was on the ascension throughout the end of last season, and we saw him pick up right where he left off. But to have that level of trust in Emeka Egbuka already from Baker Mayfield is huge. You go back to the first half, Baker Mayfield's first big pass is the dig to Emeka Egbuka. He catches the football, runs it into the end zone. And then now, matched up one-on-one with A.J. Terrell, the number one corner of the Atlanta Falcons, to say to yourself, I'm going to stand in this pocket, stand in the heat, deliver this ball, and all hands catch for a touchdown. And at the end of the game, you can just see the young playmaker saying, let's go. It's a big-time win for Tampa, and they have a star.
Yeah, my hot times change. Look, Baker Mayfield I'm sold on Baker Mayfield. Like, whether it's him putting up prolific numbers or whether it's him being there at the end. I'm going to the other side, though. I thought Michael Penix was very impressive in this game. His athleticism stood out to me. Obviously, coming out of college, talked about how many injuries he had and all of that, but his legs, his ability to throw out routes, not open to his right side. I thought he was phenomenal. And then to play a divisional game like this and give your team an opportunity to win or either go into overtime, I thought was really impressive from the young fella. And when you look at the Atlanta Falcons, like, we kind of got to judge them and Tampa on the same scale. You didn't walk away from this game saying one of these teams is marketably better than the other. And I thought that had a lot to do with Atlanta's quarterback and the way that he played.
I thought he played amazing. I thought the way he finished around the goal line both times, right? He tried once to the left, didn't get in, and then we watched him get into the end zone. But it was also the way they utilized Bijan Robinson in the pass game, right? Starting early on in the game, the big catch and run, and continuing to get him involved while having Kyle Pitts show up as well. I thought that was huge for this Atlanta Falcons offense. Now it's about getting stops in critical moments and maybe making some field goals, Logan.
Yeah, golly, I mean, you're speaking music to Falcons fans' ears, like actually utilizing Bijan Robinson in the pass game. Kyle Pitts getting involved. You know, what was your takeaway specifically on the Falcons?
I agree with all the points about the offense. Defense still underwhelming, in terms of the pass rush, which is something they've invested so much in it. 2 first-round draft picks, obviously, signing Dante Fowler. But this was an opportunity. Tampa didn't have Tristan Wirfs. They had to reshuffle their offensive line. I would have liked to see this Falcons defense get more pressure in this situation. Looked a lot like last year where they're really not able to gin up much with a 4-man rush.
Yeah, and the defense, that's why they drafted 2 guys in the first round, so they traded a future first-round pick. You would have liked to see them make a stop when it matters. I'm just taken away by how Baker is just continually there when it matters and makes the play. We talk so much about those AFC quarterbacks in Allen and Lamar and Mahomes. Of course, we talk about all these guys with Burrow as well, but like, do we put Baker in that conversation? Because whenever it matters most, it feels like Baker Mayfield's there. And last year he had the stats that they did too.
Yeah. Also, first game without Liam Cohen as the OC too, so a chance to show what they could do without him. All right, still to come. Josh.
And secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Now Jake Moody for the extra point. It's up and good. And the 49ers come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. But dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready to see the football for the second time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range, but for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. That is caught. He gets the hook up with Rice. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Mahomes finding Rice for the Kansas City 1st down.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup.
Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. To the air once more, it's Mahomes.